Welcome to the Food Fight on 1130, a Ben Franklin-inspired culinary battle in the heart of the Cumberland Valley. Franklin County has lots of wonderful food, and Food Fight is our way of sharing the flavor. All season, we'll be traveling in and around routes 11 and 30, and throughout Franklin County to find the best food. Now let me introduce you to our foodies, Scott Hershberger and Geof Lambert, two accomplished eaters of Franklin County. Let's see what they have in store for us this month.
Hey, good afternoon. This is Scott Hershberger. I'm here at the Orchards with Executive Chef Jeremy KIMBLE. Today we're going to make an aged prime New York strip steak. So you want to tell us all about the process here of how you go about making it happen?
Absolutely. USDA prime dry aged. This is a little different than most of the other meats that are out there. Typically any meat, beef, is aged for a certain period of time. The longer that you age it under the right kind of conditions, the more tender and more flavor you'll get off this piece of meat. What we're using today is, like I said, USDA prime. This is a strip loin. This is where we cut New York strips from this.
Yeah, so people think about aging wines or cheese. I've never really thought about meat, but that's actually also something that gets better with age.
Absolutely. Air circulation, temperature, moisture control. It's aged for approximately 3 weeks in that condition, uncovered just like this, hanging in a room. And then what we do is we take a 12-ounce portion of this.
Yeah, looks good. So you're cutting off, that's one steak right there?
This is one steak right here. This is where you get your New York strip loin.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Okay.
Look at that.
Now where we'll go from here is we'll take some of this fat off the top of it. And the flavor profile that dry aged New York or any dry aging meat, some people say it has an earthy tone, a nutty flavor. What happens throughout this process is the natural enzymes in the meat break down, creating a very, very tender, full-flavored steak.
All right, then guess you got to season them up a little bit.
Yep. And what we put on here is a combination of sea salt, cracked black pepper, dehydrated garlic, and caraway.
Looks like a good piece of meat, so I guess the next thing is to put it on the grill.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, we've prepared the steak. Now it's time to put it on the grill. We're going to hear that sizzle and watch it cook. All right, so you've got the cut here. Guess we'll just make it happen.
Here we go.
Okay, and obviously a big question is people actually like their steaks different ways. You got the rare to the well-dones and obviously everything in between. What are we going to be cooking this to here today?
How do you like your steak?
I usually do it about medium. I don't like it too rare, too well done, so right there in the middle.
Medium, we're going to go probably about 5 to 6 minutes on each side. And a lot of that depends on how thick of a cut of meat you have. Obviously, the thinner cut's going to take a little less time. The thicker cut is obviously going to take more time. What we like to do here is you always want to keep your grill nice and clean. You want to get nice diamond marks on your steak so it looks real nice when it goes out to the customer.
Okay. So you actually said it usually for about 5 minutes. You said for each side.
Yeah, so we're going to go like 2.5 minutes, and then we'll turn it for another 2.5 minutes, and then we'll flip it over and repeat that process on the other side, so we have both real nice marks on each side.
Yeah, great. It's always nice to watch it go from the raw cook to see it get that nicer darker brown. And people like different flavors. The rare obviously is going to be really juicy, but it's not for everybody. That's why I like it. Not completely well done, but a little bit
Absolutely.
juicy.
With the dry age New York, medium rare to medium. You definitely don't want to go any further than that. With this whole process, it does take a little bit of the quote-unquote fat or juice out of it, so you want to stay somewhere between rare and no higher than medium to really get the flavor out of it that you'd like to have.
You can already see the ridges there kind of browning up a little bit. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's great. Okay, and that's the diamonds you were talking about, the grill marks. Lets people know, hey, it's right there. All right, well, we're going to sit here and we'll watch it cook, and then the best part, we're going to get ready to plate it once it's done.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, going off the grill, and we're about ready to put it on the plate.
The most important thing you have to do with any meat, pork, is let it rest. You want to cook it to the temperature that your customer likes, and then you want to let it rest for a couple minutes. If you cut it right away, the juice is going to come out, it's going to run all over the plate, and it's going to lose a lot of its moisture. So we always let our steaks rest. As far as presentation, we take some of our crispy onions.
Oh, I love those things.
Right in the center of the plate. Okay.
That's great.
We take our New York strip, dry aged. Presentation, we take a couple slices right off the front of it, so it looks nice.
Oh, very nice.
Okay.
Look at that. Oh yeah, you can see those juices in there. Such a nice cut.
A little bit of our Cabernet demi-glace. It's a reduction of Cabernet wine, veal stock, tomato, and fresh herbs.
I enjoy that on a steak demi-glace. I was going to ask earlier if that's something you did, but there we go.
Yes, we do. Just a touch. Okay.
Look at that.
A little tomato rosemary garnish. And you have yourself a beautiful dry-aged New York strip.
That looks delicious. All right. Well, next week we've got the big food fight challenge coming up, the season finale. Looking forward to it. I'm happy to represent the Orchards again. You think this is the best steak in the county?
I know it is. Just like the crab cakes.
All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Jeremy. We'll see you then.
Good afternoon, and here we are at EJ's Grill. Geof Lambert here with Chef Pat Young from EJ's Grill, chef owner of this fine establishment. And we're here today to see how one of their signature steak dishes is prepared.
One of our signature ones is known as steak au poivre. Classic French dish, and au poivre means literally with pepper. So today that's what we're going to prepare for you. We believe this is probably one of our definite signature steak dishes.
Staple on the menu all the time.
All the time.
Okay, so how does this all start?
There's 5 real crucial ingredients to this whole process. Number 1, of course, is the steak itself. I buy my steaks, or I buy my meat, I should say. We cut our own steaks, but I buy my meat from Indian Ridge Provisions. A second big ingredient is peppercorn melange. Okay? And
So not just one pepper,
absolutely
a lot
not.
of different kinds of peppers.
We have a black peppercorn in here. We have a green peppercorn in here. We have a pink peppercorn, a white peppercorn, and also an allspice peppercorn. So we grind those up ourselves, okay, as you can see, because this is what we end up with down here for our poivre, okay? Another very, very important ingredient are demi-glace, okay? Now, demi-glace is a 72-hour process.
72 hours. If I'm doing my math right, that's almost 3 days?
3 days.
3 days to make what's inside there.
Continuous cooking. There's no flour in that.
Okay.
This gelatinous, this comes only from reduction, and of course the marrow from the veal bones that we roast off the veal bones first. We roast our vegetables, we put them in a stock. We cook that for 2 days, 48 hours of just a constant simmer. And then from there, we strain it, put it back on, and reduce it down until you get that.
So that's an element that goes into the sauce and the steak once it gets completely
And then of course
finished.
the steak au poivre also requires a very good brandy. And we try to buy a good brandy. Now, I always think of things, if you're gonna, you're gonna start with a steak that costs so much money, and you're going to this length with the peppercorns and the demi-glace and the cream and the butter, you might as well
Get a good
put
brandy.
a darn good brandy in there, okay? So my assistant here,
Ooh.
who does most of our steak au poivres here, is Dustin.
Yeah, okay.
And we're going to start the process here, I guess.
Let's see.
Dusty gets a very nice hot pan. Okay. We use canola oil only because it's got a high, what they call a smoke point.
Ooh, I can hear that sizzling.
And it also has a very, very mild flavor to it. So it doesn't overtake the flavor of the steak. Olive oil I certainly wouldn't use.
yeah.
Because we're going to sear those peppercorns on that steak, okay? And we're also going to sear the juices in as well. We really like to sell our steak au poivre here medium rare, medium at best. People do ask them for us well done. We'll take it from this process. We'll stick it in the oven to finish that dish at that point, you know, to take it from, because in the pan here, we can get it medium rare, medium at maximum.
Yeah. Okay.
Here we go.
All right.
So, first side, really, really important to sear those peppercorns on. Look at that.
Oh, yummy. Oh, my. Look at that. Hear that. Woo. Yummy. Okay, so that's side A. Flip it over, and now we're on
Side B won't take nearly as long. And then what we also do is we sear all the sides. So that means we'll
that's
stand
a big,
it on
thick
one
steak.
end
Yeah.
and take that fat that sits on the one end, and we'll caramelize that. We call that caramelizing. And then we'll take the other side of it and sear that in. So when I'm telling you, when this steak comes out, you order it medium rare, it's going to be medium rare. Put this on one of our, right up there. Let it rest. Now here comes the sauce.
Come on, here we go.
Okay, so
Here we
after
go.
draining the pan,
Okay. Yeah.
we're going to add our cognac.
Woo, doggy,
And
look at
happens
that.
every time we do it.
Whoa.
So I need a good exhaust
Whoa,
system.
I hope the fire department's not too far from here.
Let that alcohol cook out of there. That's what we're trying to do, you see?
Okay, whoa.
The alcohol's out. Now we're going to add a nice spoonful of demi-glace. A little bit of heavy cream. Just a little bit of heavy cream, right? We don't put a lot in there. Splash. That'll all come together. And at the very end, just for that shine and that finishing touch, that richness, is just a little bit of whole butter. Just see how we just roll that in the pan. That's continuing to cook. The sauce is really starting to come together. Dustin, you ready?
Yep.
Just 2 little pieces of whole butter in there at the end. Okay, are you ready to plate that steak while the sauce finishes?
Whoa.
The sauce, but at this point, the sauce is ready. What we do, real simply, we take this sauce, just to keep some of those big peppercorns out of there.
Oh, look at that. Ooh.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, just a little bit of fresh parsley, maybe a little sprig of rosemary, is our steak au poivre.
Wow, bravo. I don't know how anybody could resist not voting that one at the top of the heap. So, anyhow, with that said, we'll look forward to seeing you next week. And thanks again, and thanks, Dustin, for your help.
There next week.
Looking forward to seeing you.
To the challenge. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, here we are at the Orchards, the home of Food Fight on 1130's monthly judging competition for our holiday rematch between EJ's Grill and the Orchards. Team Geof has brought us steak au poivre from EJ's Grill, and Scott has brought us the Orchard's aged prime New York strip steak. The stakes are high, so let's see if our contenders can take the heat. But before we do, let's meet tonight's panel of judges. We have Pina Carranante, owner of Pat and Carla's 3. Tom Booke, the owner of the Cottage. Mary Harris from Franklin County Visitors Bureau. Paul Tlanda, Magic Ice Cream Wizard. Thank you for helping with Food Fight on 1130. As always, we'll be judging on appearance, taste, texture, and aroma. Please wait until all the judges have a steak, and then you're free to start tasting, judging, and formulating your opinions. So So, bon appetit. What do you think about that steak?
It's really good. I really like it.
Good. What's the outstanding thing that jumps out at you?
The sauce and the steak go very well together. They're definitely complementing each other. So the chef back there who put it together definitely knows what complements the steak.
Very good. Well, Mary, have you tried your steak yet?
Yes, I have, and it's very good. It's very tender, has a little bit of bite to it that I haven't put my finger on yet.
I would imagine it's been aged a little bit because it's so tender, and the application of the pepper, it's encrusted on there. It's really good.
Have you gotten into that steak?
Yeah, I have. It's really good. It's definitely got a nice peppery kick to it, and the gravy kind of tones it down and meshes with the peppery taste very well.
That pepper really does something good for it. And the sauce. That is a wonderful piece of steak.
It's definitely tender. It's definitely good. You can taste kind of like the char grill kind of taste to it. Very different than the other one, but very good.
It's good steak. The sauce is different than the last one.
So when you took the first bite, what did you think?
It's very good, very tender. Presentation is beautiful.
The sauce is great. I like it. Good compliment to the steak and potatoes together.
Very good. Anything else you'd like to say about it?
I can't say enough about the presentation. I really liked how it came out and the way it looked. It was just a great looking plate.
I will tell you in advance that you could hardly serve me a steak that I wouldn't like, unless it were overdone, and this definitely is not overdone. Tasty. I'm going to pass out your ballots now, and remember, we're judging for appearance, texture, taste, and aroma. The system is very simple. It's a very happy face, a neutral face, an unhappy face, and a very unhappy face. Once you have judged, please return your ballots to the envelope and seal it. Well, both of these dishes were obviously delicious, but I really can't wait to find out who the judges preferred. Stay tuned to find out. Well, the judges have tasted steak à poivre from EJ's Grill and aged prime New York strip steak from the Orchards. And the judges have selected EJ's Grill. Woo! The winner of tonight's competition. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
This is Chef Pat.
Anytime going up against an organization the caliber of the Orchards, win, lose, or draw, you're still a winner.
Now, as always, you be the judge. Come out to EJ's Grill or to the Orchards or to both this week. Experience what our judges have tasted. Simply show up, ask for the Food Fight Special, and taste for yourselves. Then go to my Facebook page at facebook.com/FCVBin to share your thoughts or simply to leave us a video reply on YouTube. Now the next food fight is Christmas cookies. So send your favorite recipes to info@explorefranklincountypa.com and enter the great Food Fight Cookie Challenge. Thank you, Orchards. Thank you, EJ's Grill. And thank you, foodies Geof Lambert and Scott Hershberger. Thank you, Franklin County Visitors Bureau. And last but not least, thank you, ProArts Advertising and Production.